Franklin Square in Old City, Philadelphia. Look at this. The fountain at Franklin Square. It's on, and it's doing its show. Oh, I forget the name of the casino in Vegas with the fountain. What's the Bellagio? Well, the Franklin Square fountain. That fountain right there was made by the same people who made the Vegas fountain. That's just a smaller version. The fountain show runs every half hour, and they play a little song, Katy Perry Firework, and they could even do Gonna Fly Now by Rocky, not by Rocky Balboa, but the Rocky Balboa song. And, yeah, it's very exciting. It's still a little chilly. I like it to be, oh, wow, they've made super progress on this new train station. Well, it's not really a new train station. It's an old train station that they kind of redeveloped. It's now handicap accessible. And this was a train station for 30 years. It would run for a little bit, and they stopped using the train station. But the train station at Franklin Square is almost complete, hon. We're going to be able to take the train to New Jersey. Not that anybody ever wants to do that. Anyway, did I mention we're going for a scoot? And I don't know where we're going. There's no end goal. I just, every so often when I don't go downtown, when I don't go into Center City, I feel like I'm missing out. So I have to check out what's going on in the greatest city on the planet, Philadelphia. This is the old roundhouse, which used to be the police headquarters. It closed down. I think they're going to make these things condos, but you can look it up on YouTube. There was like a news video. I think it was 6ABC. It was like mold and stuff inside there, so it has to get cleaned. I found out that the people who put in the roundhouse, the guys who designed this building, the old police headquarters, they actually also designed, they submitted the design for the roundhouse to be the Sydney Opera House. Something like that. Yeah, don't be that, like I say, don't be writing book reports. Or if this is the first time seeing me, don't write a book report off of anything you hear from me. It could be right, and some of it's right. It's the internet. So now the police headquarters is on Broad Street, and that is at the old Inquirer, the Philadelphia, not the National Enquirer, the Philadelphia Inquirer. Isn't that funny how I say the Inquirer and the no, I say them both the same. That's okay. I don't talk good. So every few weeks I have to come down here. I have to go to City Hall, do a little scootski-wootski, walk around, see what's going on. I try to dip past the Reading Terminal Market. I go to Rittenhouse Square. And I kind of see what's going on in the world. And then right now we're getting into the Chinatown district. Oh, this is nice. It's funny. I never record my scoot when I do this little exploring. I never film my ride until I get to Rittenhouse Square, so I never really show you these cool statues. Hold on, we gotta do an OCD check. I got the, there it is. There you go, you got cakes and coffee. Szechuan, there you go. Mala soap, you ever had a soup? I had General's towels. I'm always afraid to, I always get the same thing whenever I go to a restaurant, especially a Chinese restaurant, because, I don't know, I don't want to risk it. So I usually go General's towels, or what's the other one? I get this tofu sesame thing, because I think it's healthy. Here it is. This is the big, right there. What do they call this? Archway? Ooh, let me know in the comments what it's called. Anyway, that just says Philadelphia. There you go. All that for Philadelphia. Coming up, the little punk rock history, well, music history. The Trocadero used to be a burlesque theater in the 20s. I knew it as a punk rock venue. Look at that. They got the T. The Trocadero Theater. And I heard that there is, look at this. Inside, there is the box office of the Trocadero Theater. No refunds, hon. Saw so many good bands there. The Dead Milkmen recorded an album inside there. I think I saw H2O perform at the Troc. Oh, it has to be 20 times. And that's not... Look at this guy, Scooter Steve. Oh, that's a kick scooter in the suit and suspenders. There you go. And a cigarette. That guy has a look. Right. I always found it funny whenever I see somebody riding a bike and smoking a cigarette. I don't know why. It's just off-brand. Here we go. And the steam rises through the streets of Philadelphia. All right, we're coming up to the Pennsylvania Convention Center. This is where, if you watched my WrestleMania World video, that was filmed in here. Also, I did a few card shows in here, a car show, a tattoo convention. All types of stuff happens here at the Pennsylvania Convention Center. Oh boy. Helicopter flying above. It's probably it's a medical helicopter. And that's gonna probably land at Jefferson Hospital, not too far from here. So hearing helicopters fly over Center City, it's pretty much all day you hear it. That's crazy how many people get medevaced, right? Oh, it's about 6:30, 6:45 at night. Sun's still up. Here's a museum I've never been to. I gotta check this museum out. That's something I want to try to... I've been to the majority of the museums in the city, but this is the Fabric Workshop and Museum. It's not just a museum, it's also a workshop. And it's a fabric museum, which is kind of crazy because we have a street called Fabric Row, and that's on 4th Street. It's not crazy. So you just figure the Fabric Museum would be on 4th Street. Oh, what's going on here? All right, here we are, Philadelphia City Hall. We made it. Oh, I haven't been here in a minute. Let's get on this side. They reserve the parking spaces here for city council people or the mayor. Oh, the lights are on at City Hall. Oh, City Hall's open. Usually these gates are, uh-oh. Go up here. And all the flowers that they planted for April, they're all doing well. See them next to the trees over there. Man, this place looks amazing. They just did this whole cleaning project to City Hall. Like, if you came down here a year ago, this tile was completely covered in like dirt and soot. Check out this. You would, I think this is for like water, so you could connect the hose here. Check out these columns. I think there's over 80 million bricks inside this building. Love it. Love it. Matter of fact, if you go here, and you go up these steps, There's William Penn's prayer for Philadelphia. But if you go up these steps and go up to the second floor, it goes right to the mayor's office. That entrance hasn't been opened in years. Now you have to go through metal detectors now. Even to use the bathroom, you have to go use a metal detector. I'm standing underneath the shadow of, not the shadow, I'm standing underneath the statue of Billy Penn. So if you stand here in the middle of these 4 columns and look straight up, you will be under the statue of Billy Penn. And right here is the cornerstone of City Hall. What's fake? The cornerstone? Nah, cuz. History is fake? Okay, that's a dumb comment. That's a dumb comment. Oh, look at this. History is fake. The flowers. Oh, look. There's no more flowers on the tree. They're all... Tree probably wants to kill itself because it just heard that person say history is fake. And that little kid's catching flowers. Isn't that nice? Yeah, so the Billy Penn statue, oh, you can't see it from here. Go this way. Yeah, here they are. The flowers that they planted for April, and they're all starting to die. You know what they should do? They should grow tomato plants at City Hall, right? And then people just walk by, you get a free tomato. You know what the thing is? People would probably throw them at the politicians. I love this building. Just check out the Keystone. Oh, I love the city. How exciting. New at City Hall, they have, the fountains are up. They put the fountains on. I think they put them on right after Easter. There they are. All right, look at this. The roller skating rink's up. Now you can, remember in the winter when you fell here in ice skating? Well, now you can fall here in the summertime roller skating. Looks like it's inside a giant piñata. How cool. There you go. Walking on through the fountains. Now, sometimes in the summertime, homeless people use this fountain to rinse off their nether regions. So, don't drink any of this water. Oh, there's some more fountain. Wow, hot fountain in action. That's the statue of Billy Penn that I was standing under. And if you go in between those 4 columns and look straight up, you're looking up Billy Penn's dress. Remember, folks, history's fake. Well, not his dress, his platoon. What do they call those pants? Those big goofy pants they wore in the 1600s? Platoons? No. Oh, what do they call? Plumers? Oh, who cares? All right, this is Love Park. Right here, you can see the people taking pictures with the Love Park statue, or just the Love statue. There's over 60 of these, there's over 60 of these in the United States. There are 2 of them in Philadelphia. There's the one here, and there's one at the University of Penn. This is Center City. This is where all the skyscrapers are. Over here, there's a building there, and then there's another big one behind that one that you can't see. They're both owned by Comcast. Back in the day, there was a rule that you could not build a building taller than the hat of Billy Penn. So if you look around at the architecture around here, especially the buildings very close to City Hall, they're not very tall. And actually, because of them, the local politician enforcing the gentleman's agreement, that's what they called it. Because of the gentleman's agreement, no one building above the Billy Penn hat, it kind of stunted the growth of the city of Philadelphia. And then a guy named, I think his name was Rouse, he built that pointy tower building, and then there's another big one right next to it. They were called the Liberty 1 and Liberty 2 buildings. They started the skyscraper explosion in this great city. This is another building. This was independent. What was this called? The Visitor Center at near Love Park. Now they have some type of light show going on here. I don't know what they're doing with this space. They had a Christmas tree display. I think the city owns it, but it's neat to look at especially at nighttime. And then there's a Love Park ping pong table. You come here during the day, they have actual paddles and balls you can play with. Check this out, hon. Fountain. I love it. Still got some flowers on the trees, but not for long. So when the city of Philadelphia was founded, the guy on top of that building, that guy Billy Penn, he wanted there to be 5 parks in Center City, Philadelphia, or 5 squares. And we've already been to 2 of those squares. Franklin Square with the Bellagio fountain is one place we've been to. And the other one, City Hall, that was a square. And that was called Center Square. And now we're going to be going to another square. And that's called Logan Square. And if you ever seen the TV show It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, they filmed the part of the why you honk your horn more, jerk off? They filmed the opening, the theme song. Part of that opening was filmed at this fountain. Fun fact, if you watch the opening to It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, there is no sunlight in the theme song because it was filmed at nighttime. Man, there's a lot of people walking around these parts. Here it is. There's the Amor statue. This was put on the steps of the Philadelphia Art Museum when Pope Francis said Mass here back in 2015. Look at this. Even the Sister Cities Cafe. This is called the Sister Cities Park. But even they got their fountain going. What's going on, cuz? Yeah, this is another. Oh, wow. Even the little imagination playground. They're converting it into a pond, and that's the name of this place. And this is another little place. I can't wait to take my grandson here. It's like, I don't know, like a half a foot of water. It's just like a puddle of water. And there's like waterfalls all through here. And it's a very cool little hidden gem in the city. Not many people, I don't know. I don't see many people here. You know who I see here a lot is like nannies sitting there with their the kids that they're watching. You see a lot of that, and especially because around here you gotta have a little bit of cash. Or what you might see is people like me from other neighborhoods take the kids down here, and that's always fun. All right. Oh, we gotta go check out. We're across the street from Logan Square. Logan Square is actually in the shape of a circle. That's right there. We're going to go there. Right there, that's the main branch of the Philadelphia Library. If you follow them on social media, they have so many celebrities and famous authors give lectures and speeches. And the other day, I think Charlie Day from It's Always Sunny was there. And he wasn't even like the star. He was interviewing somebody else about like TV history. I met Jesse Ventura in there. Well, I saw the Dead Milkmen perform concert at the Free Library of Philadelphia. There they are. A lot of these flowers are planted in these parks by the Pennsylvania Horticultural Society. They do the Philadelphia Flower Show. A lot of people will say, the Philadelphia Flower Show, it's so expensive. I think part of the money goes to putting flowers all around the city all year round. And here it is, the fountain at Logan Square. The big statues in the front, the big statues in the center are 3 Native Americans. One statue represents the guy is like the Delaware. There's another one that represents the Schuylkill, and the other one is like the Wissahickon Creek. And these are turtles and frogs that represent the animals you'll find on the rivers. And it's just, there you go. Don't smile. It's Philadelphia. Don't you smile. They're not smiling. I don't think they speak English. Back there in the building with the two towers, that is the Mormon, the newest church in the city, the Mormon church. If you aren't a Mormon, you can't go, excuse me, you can't go in that building. They had like a ceremony. They do. So they'll build the building, and then they'll have a ceremony. And after they have that ceremony, if you're not a Mormon, you can't go in their church. This across the street is the building called the Academy of Natural Sciences of Philadelphia. I think Drexel University helps run this. And if you go in here, you'll see the bones to, I think, the very first skeleton of a dinosaur that was founded in New Jersey. I think it was the first dinosaur fossil found in North America. And that's on display in here. And if you look, you can see some dead things through the window. I've been in here a few times. It's fine. It's a fine museum. It's, you know what I call it? The dead zoo. It's a zoo, and all the animals inside, they're all dead because they're stuffed, you know? There is like a little section, I found this part interesting. There's a little window of animals that are on display in there that are now extinct. You can't see them alive, but you can see them dead. There you go. Yeah, see, Drexel University. They also, inside here, they have a butterfly pavilion. It's really a miracle that I had the idea to put up YouTube content with the lack of my talking. It's seriously, every one of my videos should get a standing ovation. By the way, please hit the like button. It lets YouTube know that I'm making content you find interesting, and maybe they'll suggest it to other people. This is the Four Seasons Hotel, which means, yeah, you see, it's roped off here. This is where the New York Knicks are staying. So what they do is, before I think every basketball team stays at the Four Seasons. And what they'll do is, if you're a basketball fan and they want you to get autographs, they make you stand on this rope-off section. I was here one time when Ben Simmons came back to Philly, and I was standing on the corner, and Ben Simmons, every other player went through the front door here, but Ben Simmons snuck out the back, and I chased after him. I told him he stunk. I feel like the local restaurants, like the restaurant, I always drive by these restaurants and stuff. They seem like they're getting more and more busy. There also is a Sixers playoff game, which is, I think, a big reason why a lot of people are out right now. And I don't know if you noticed, but the basketball doesn't matter unless you're watching the last 2 minutes of the game. You don't have to watch a basketball game unless you're watching the last 2 minutes. And even then, when you watch the last 2 minutes, the last 2 minutes of a basketball game takes about 35 minutes. And it's one of the reasons why I don't like basketball. I just want it to end. So I worked here at this clothing store called Boyd's. And what I would do is I would deliver suits to lawyers who worked in the skyscrapers all around the city. And when I would walk around the city, I would notice that there were all these statues, and I never really understood what the statues were for. And I kind of, took the city for granted. So when I would go on the deliveries, I would check out like where I was going, and I would see if there was any historic things that I was going past. I would do a little bit of research, and then I would go back the next time I was doing a delivery, and I would make a video talking about that statue, and I would tell you the history of the statue, about the artist, and it was like the beginnings of this YouTube channel. This is a CVS, and this is where I would watch the game if this place was open. This is Bankroll. It's like it was a sports bar, but like a high-end sports bar, and it never really took off. And although I was in here a few times, and there was quite a few people in there. There were every time I was in there was an old eagle in there eating. And now, what the hell they're going to do with it? Banana Republic's still here. Yeah, see, one of the buildings I would have to deliver to was right here, the William Penn House, which is right there. And the place I worked at was right across the street. And so I would go here, I would go to the doorman, and I would drop off the suit. 90% of the time when I would go on deliveries, I wouldn't get tipped, because you would just leave shit with the doorman. Yeah, this is one of my favorite stores in the city. I used to live with the guy who lived here. I used to live with the guy who runs the store. His name's Nick. I don't know if Nick made this, but Long in the Tooth. There's the address, 2027 Sampson. If you ever go in there, let him know the Philly Captain sent you. There's the Arden Theater. Let's see. This is Helium Comedy Club. Let's see who we got playing today. Oh, shit. Oh, I love Tom Green. God damn it. Hannibal Burrow, they got some good people. Kevin Nealon. All right. Tom Green. This is the Tom Green Show. It's not the Green Tom Show. This is my favorite show. Pretty sure I'm gonna leave this all unedited. Let me know how you feel about the unedited scoots. This could go for a while, so just let me know, because I think we're only halfway done, cuz. This may be, what was that movie? You ever run a movie on VHS? And then you had to get 2 VHS tapes because it was so long. What movie was that? Titanic was one of them. Ben-Hur. What a garbage movie Ben-Hur was. It wasn't garbage, it just wasn't good. What was another garbage movie? Gone with the Wind. What a pile of shit that movie is. If it didn't cost so much money to make, I don't think anybody would care. Oh man, hashtag I don't know what. Oh, it was like shit and piss and oh, that was horrible. That was the worst. Ooh. I should go back to get you a better description, but it was horrible. Right here, if you go down, we got a little bit of history on this street. Right across the street at the house. Oops, excuse me. Right over here. Rocky Balboa stood on this street right here. Let me show you. You go down. Right here, this is where Rocky Balboa came here to confront his son, Robert. Did you know Rocky's son's name is Robert? Right here, this is where Rocky's son lived. All right, jerk off. And right next to Rocky's, this is it, Rocky's son lived here. And right here is where Uncle Eddie lived. Uncle Eddie was this guy who would buy used underwear off people. And that's enough. That's all I can talk about. So every time I talk about Uncle Eddie, the videos can't get advertising. So you can look up Uncle Eddie. He's dead, and he's probably in hell. No. He's definitely in hell, if hell exists. There it is, Revolution Taco. I think this is. That's definitely new to me. I got to spend more time down here. This is what I'm finding is I need to get down here and Right here, this is the Irish pub. If you ever saw Rocky Balboa, inside this bar is where, if you ever saw the computer fight, Rocky's son was in this bar watching the computer fight when Rocky beats Mason the Line Dixon. Kind of proud of the fact that I can remember all the bad guys from the Rocky movies. Mason the Line Dixon. What a horrible name. Tommy Machine Gun. All right, let's go into Rittenhouse Square. This is another one of the condos I would deliver suits. This is the new building that was just built. Oh man, Rittenhouse Square. What a beautiful place. There's the Church of the Holy Trinity. The song "O Little Town of Bethlehem" was written by the organist of that church. And the flowers are missing from the trees in Rittenhouse Square. Oh, there's one. Yeah, you come in here at lunchtime now, and all of these benches, there'll be people sitting there. You're going to have to share a bench with a stranger. You ever do that? That's what I do sometimes when I used to come here for lunch. It was one of my highlights of my workday. It would be coming here and sitting in this park for 15 minutes and eating a spicy sausage. There he is. There's Billy Goat. They're having a philosophical debate. Okay. Yeah. I love this park. Usually got street performers around here. And, there it is. Center of the park. It's all lit up. The fountain at Rittenhouse Square is not on yet. Duck Girl is standing on dry land. That's the name of that statue, is Duck Girl. One of the first videos I made was inside this park. And I did, I think I did while I was on the clock at Boyd's. It was a job where I just stood around most of the day doing nothing. But one day I spent, I don't know, like an hour or two reading up and doing research on all the statues in this park. And there's a day I came here and I just filmed all the statues. I think it took me 4 minutes running around the whole park. You can look it up if you find it. Let me know. But it's one of the older videos. This is the Evelyn, what's her name? Evelyn Taylor sundial. There you go. It's a sundial. I don't know if it works this time of day. I gotta watch on my phone. Man, it's beautiful. It's just a beautiful place. It's just a beautiful place. Across the street, we have the old Barnes & Noble, which would be handy if it was here, because I'll tell you what the Barnes & Noble was great for. It had a restroom that anybody could use, and I can't tell you how many pisses I took inside the Barnes & Noble right here. It's the old Allison building. Met Joel Osteen inside the old Barnes & Noble. Getting back here. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. What's going on here? What the? Oh, they're renovating. I know what they're doing. Right here. All these stores down this street, about 3 or 4 years ago, they all got renovated. And they all got like this weird, they call it faux wood, because it's not real wood. Or maybe it is real wood. I don't know. Anyway, it looks like faux wood. And so that's what they're doing there. They're going to renovate that building to look like this building, because nothing can look original. This is John Collins Park. This is a great park. Coming here, I used to go to a pizza shop that used to be at where the Starbucks is, because that's what we need, another Starbucks and not that pizza shop. But yeah, you would come here, get a 2 slices of pizza and a soda for $6. There it is. There's Nordstrom's Rack. I love that store. Love Nordstrom's Rack. Don't love Nordstrom's. I love Nordstrom's Rack. And those 2 skyscrapers right there, the 2 big ones, those are the first skyscrapers to go taller than Billy Penn, Liberty 1 and Liberty 2. We're going to go down Chestnut Street. I'm trying to think. So we did Center Square, Logan Square. We did Rittenhouse Square. I think out of respect to William Penn, we should go to Washington Square, and that's where we should wrap up this video. Look at this. This is a new thing called Putt Shack. If you're a Patreon member, you got to see the video of Carl's birthday. We went here and we played putt with me, Onslaught, Mrs. Onslaught, Mrs. Captain, and Carl's old tag team partner, Michelle. We all went in here. We played a little putt. It was a good time. It should come on the channel probably the next time I'm sick and I don't get to go out and make a video. I'll give you guys the Putt Shack video. It's going to be a while. But if you want to check out some early previews and all that stuff, make sure you check out my Patreon. Wow, the Beneficial Bank is gone. A lot of banks closing down. So I guess we should go up a block or two. How much battery power? We got 3 bars. Okay, we're gonna go this way. Up. Alright. And if you ever heard of the store Five Below, this is the largest Five Below in the world. 2 stories of shit you throw out after a little bit. Not really. Five Guys. Never went there for lunch. When I worked at Boyd's, I would have 30 minutes to get lunch. So I would go to the pizza place. I would never go to this Wendy's. Fuck that Wendy's. That Wendy's is the worst Wendy's in the world. I hate that Wendy's. Sometimes you would have to go to the pretzel factory and get a hot dog pretzel, which is like a pretzel shoved inside a hot dog. A hot dog shoved inside a pretzel. Look at that. Yeah, Jesus. He's someone you should pray to. Okay, let's lower it down a notch there, Jim. Oh, I hate when people are like, oh, somebody graffitied on a landmark. Here it is. This is the Ritz-Carlton. This is the hotel Flo Rida stays in when he comes to Philadelphia. Man, there's a lot of... Ritz-Carlton. There's Billy Penn. We're back at City Hall. This is Broad Street. If you go down here, this is where all the theaters are. They call it the Avenue of the Arts. Part of it's named after Patti LaBelle. The other part of it's named after Boyz II Men. Take this steps here. You go down here, and you can take the subway. Well, not now. It's locked. Ooh, hashtag piss. Just so you know, if you're new to the channel, anytime you hear me say hashtag and something, usually means I smell that. Ooh, I almost crashed. I almost ate it right into that woman. This is the, what the hell is this called? The Union League. Right here is a building, the Union League. You go across the street. This is the Wells Fargo building. If you ever saw the movie Trading Places, this is the Duke and Duke building. It's inside there. I made a whole video about all the filming locations in Trading Places. Yeah, the Union League was started to help the Union do something. There you go. The Union Army do something. That's about all you're going to get from me. I used to know it, but you know, jazz cigarettes, it eats away at the memory. Remember how I used to know everybody's phone number? I've been with Mrs. Captain for a decade now, almost. We're going on 9.5 years. And I sort of know her phone number, but not really. Like when I go to Target, we use her phone number for the rewards program. And I always have to look it up. I know the area code. I got that part. But I still got to work on the other 7 digits. My grandmother, who passed away almost 20 years ago, less than 15 years ago, I could tell you her phone number she had in Kensington when I was 4 years old. 215, I'm not going to say it. But I do know it. And I used to dial it on a rotary phone. Across the street's Mitchell and Ness. That's like a nostalgia sporting good company. I think they're all over the country. But they started here in Philadelphia. They make really good stuff. It's kind of expensive. But they get you because they're nostalgic. All right. Making good time. We're just trying to get to Washington Square. Oh. Okay, here we go. You get the fuck out of the way. Thank you very much. You and your hat. Thank you. There's a veterinarian emergency room. I didn't know that was there. Right here in the middle of the street, you have trolley tracks for a trolley that hasn't run down the street in years. There's the Forrest Theater, named after Edwin Forrest, who is buried. There's another helicopter taking off from the medevac. Told you, it happens all the time. This is the Forrest Theater. There it goes. Named after Edwin Forrest. He's buried, where's he buried? 4th and Pine. There's a cemetery called St. Pete's. And you could find the grave of Edwin Forrest, who is the theater's named after. He was an actor, just so you know. This is my favorite thing. Every time I go past this, just so you know, I'm going a half a block out of the way. I might have to walk now because I got to show you this. It's my favorite thing in the city. There's a guy. Oh, wait, is he here? Yeah. Okay, they're open too. So there's somebody, it's their job, and they'll come by every day, and they unlock and lock these gates. I'm sure there's like some symbolism to the hospital or whatever, but yeah, this gate, it's my favorite thing about the city. There's 2 things. I'll show you another thing I love about the city. There it is. Yeah. No lie, you'll come by. I documented it before. Yeah, see, a guy comes by, locks up this gate. All right. And this is like the hospital district of Center City. Penn Hospital, Jefferson Hospital, Will's Eyes, they're here. All types of hospitals. And you got the veterinarian hospital. Everybody can go see a doctor. Oh. Well, this is the house where a king once lived. Joseph Bonaparte, who was the, or Bonaparte, it doesn't matter. Anyway, Napoleon's brother, he lived here. Joseph Bonaparte lived here from 1815 to 1816. He was supposed to go to Washington to have like a meeting with the president of the United States. But then something happened with his brother, and the president was like, listen, I can't talk to you. So you're going to have to lay low. So he laid low in that building for a year. And if you ever heard of Jackie Onassis, her great, you know, whatever, her great grandfather was a furniture maker, and his bed that Joseph Bonaparte slept in, his bed is on display at the Philadelphia Museum of Art. A bed made for a king. And this is Pennsylvania Hospital, birthplace of me. And I think this is the old maternity hospital. I'm pretty sure that's where I was born. You can tell the neighborhood changed once you get to the lights. You see the lights? You see how those old-fashioned lights are called Franklin lights? They were invented by Ben Franklin. You heard me talk about them 1,000 times. Well, anyway, I guess this neighborhood's considered Society Hill. This neighborhood here was the first neighborhood ever to be gentrified in the 40s and the 50s of the 1900s. This neighborhood was kind of run down. A lot of poor people were living here because this is where all the old construction was. And then around like 1940, Edmund Bacon, who is the father of actor Kevin Bacon, he was the city planner. So he said to the mayor at the time, he said, "Yo, cuz, if we don't fix up those houses in Society Hill, we're going to lose the whole historic district. So we better fix up those houses, or do something to jazz up that neighborhood because people are fleeing from the area." And this is the last square of the William Penn squares. This is Washington Square. It's a burial ground. I think every park I don't know about Rittenhouse Square. I think Franklin Square, there might be a few dead people, but there are definitely people buried here. British troops, American troops, slaves, freed slaves, Africans who didn't have a place to be buried. Look at this person wearing that hat. They do ghost tours in here. So you could take ghost tours. They do history tours in here. And I got to show you my other favorite thing. I showed you the fence that they lock. This is the tomb of the unknown soldier. They found that the soldier's remains sometime in like the 1940s or the 1950s, somewhere around here. They were doing some construction and they dug up somewhere and they found the remains and they buried the unknown soldier right here. And there's a candle being lit. Oh, the fountain at Washington Square is not on. That's sad. And down here, this is my other favorite part of the city. Back in the 1970s, they did this experiment. They wanted to see how trees would grow in outer space. So they sent the trees up like 100 or 500 seeds. They sent them up to outer space. They watered them. They saw how the roots grew. And they planted one of those trees right here at this park at Washington Square. You see the sign? It says the Bicentennial Moon Tree, which I think, I'm not sure where it used to be. It may be right here. They took up the stump. They dug it up. It doesn't exist anymore. The tree doesn't remain, but the sign does. And I hope we keep this here forever. I love it. And the first time the Declaration of Independence was read publicly, it was right there at those steps. The sheriff of Philadelphia was a guy named John Nixon, who is a descendant of Richard Nixon, who later became president. And he read it on those steps in German first, and then he read it in English. I think that's how it goes. I think the population was more German speaking than English speaking. That building right there is the Curtis Publishing Building. The word living room was invented in there. This is called Publisher Row. Remember we were talking about Fabric Row earlier? When I was talking about the Fabric Museum, 4th Street. Well, this is Publishers Row. I don't think anybody publishes anything on Publisher Row. The Saturday Evening Post was here. Down here is the Jewelers District. They call it Jewelers Row. It's fantastic. I just love coming to the city and just looking at this stuff. There are times when I can't go to sleep and I feel wide awake. I'll just come down here. I might not even make a video. I'll just come down here and do a little scootsky-wootski just to see if anything's going on. That's the world's largest Wawa. Wawa is a grocery store chain. They're not a grocery store. They make sandwiches. They also sell chips and sodas. And the sandwiches are pretty good. And right there, I guess, if you're walking past the Liberty Bell, you got to show the Liberty Bell. This is right there. That's that's where the Congress and Senate met back in 1790 when Philadelphia was the capital of the United States. So in 1790, The Supreme Court met at the building all the way down the end of the street. Right there, that's Independence Hall. That's where the legislate. No, that's, I don't know what the hell they did in Independence Hall in 1790. But that's where the Congress and Senate met. What the hell did they do here? So I gotta do another tour and ask some questions. And there it is. Oh my God, let the kids do. The kids were doing you ever see the kids do the thing where they jump over the poles? Leapfrogging. They were leapfrogging. And she was like, stop having fun. There it is. The Liberty Bell. It's a bell. It has a crack in it. It was up there in that big tower. Oh, it's going to ring. It's going to ring. The bell in that tower is called the Centennial Bell. It's made of 4 cannons. 2 cannons from the Battle of Gettysburg, 2 cannons from the Battle of Saratoga. And if you stand here at the top of every hour, you can hear those cannons ring. Folks, what you heard there, that wasn't a bell. That was history, my friend. How exciting. Look at this guy taking the picture. He's like, let me take a picture of this building. And if you go over here, this is where you see the Liberty Bell. When you hear a little history of the Liberty Bell, you just push this button. Oh, it's not on. Little thing here, you hit the buttons, it does it in every language. Mm-hmm. Coming up to the president's house, this is where George Washington and John Adams lived when they were president of the United States, right here. Check it out. Well, the building doesn't exist, so you can't check it out. But the foundation does, hon. The house was owned by a guy named Robert Morris. He loaned the house to the president to live. They called it the president's house. And if you come here now, they have these TVs, and they talk about the history of the building and what happened in here. And they also go into really go into the history of the slaves that lived here when Washington was president. Across the street, that's the Independence Hall Visitor Center. You go in there to get tickets to go into Independence Hall. It's also a fantastic place to take a piss. And they sell souvenirs. Well, we're going this way. Look, if we're going this far, I got to show you Ben Franklin's grave, right? There's another tour group. And the tourist season comes to Philadelphia. It starts right about now. This is when everybody does all the hiring for the tour guide jobs. And I actually quit my job at Boyd's so I could be a tour guide. And when I applied to be a tour guide, I did like a test tour, and it just didn't work out. They said, we don't like your, what did they say? Like, we don't like your approach. We think you're too Philly. So, they didn't like the way I did. Like, you know how I talk? You know how I talk. You've been watching this video for however long it's been. I don't talk good. But I had passion. And I think it doesn't matter how you tell the story. Well, I guess it does matter how you tell the story. But if you have a passion for something, I think like if you ever watch a YouTube video about somebody that somebody makes and they have a passion for it, you can tell. You can usually tell somebody is like really into something. All right, and this is the burial ground of Christ Church. Christ Church is a few blocks in this direction. What's it, in between 2nd and 3rd. Right now we're on 5th and Arch. And so there are 5 signers of the Constitution who were buried on the grounds of Christ Church. And this is The burial ground of Ben Franklin. Look at that. How exciting. Ben Franklin, Deborah Franklin. There's Ben Franklin's daughter. Right here is the United States Mint. Largest coin making factory in the world. It's not also where they make pennies and nickels. This is where they make the medals for the Medal of Honor, the Purple Heart, all that stuff is made here in the United States Mint. Yeah, you know what I did today? I had to hang a TV, and I'm not a handy person, and whenever I do something handy, it always gets me in a bad mood. But no, it always gets me in a good mood, going for a scoop. So I appreciate you watching this little excursion. We hit all the squares of Philadelphia: Franklin Square, Logan Square, Center Square, Rittenhouse Square, and Washington Square. And we're going to end this little video with the Bellagio light show. How exciting. Well, if you like this video, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up, and while you're at it, hit subscribe. Don't forget to check out my merch. My merch, it's fire. And if you want to help me out, there's a link below in every video to my Cameo. What better way to say Happy Mother's Day than have me say it? I mean, there's probably a million other ways, but why not book me on Cameo? Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and I'll sail with you later. Uh-oh. Doodles.